The change is coming, boys. So by now, everybody's starting to feel the decline, the breakdown of the economy, morality, of the just the moral decay. And it's chipping away at everything, and everything is degrading at this point. Everyone knows it. I see so many videos about dating, about how marriage is on the decline, how people aren't getting married, people don't want to date anymore, dudes are just checking out, and predictably, women are blaming men and or whatever they devise and they think is going on with men is because there's something wrong with them, or they just can't handle a strong woman, or he's not a real man, all that type of stuff. But really, it's just the gender polarity, feminine, masculine, has flipped, and even the masculine men don't want to date these GI Joe bitches. They're just too much work, because the things we value most as men is peace. You want peace and silence, feminine, fit, and friendly. I mean, it's the easiest thing to get, but American women don't get it, and that's why a lot of foreign women come from out of the country and they get here and they get married up. If they're relatively attractive, they get tied down rather quick, because an American woman can get you to get with them for a night or date them, but they can't get you to stay. And I've seen this since the 2000s. I've been in the dating game for 25 years. I'm 44, and I was around during that whole pickup artist movement. And I ran with some of those guys for a minute, just because you're out and about, you'd see them. But that's changed a lot. Even just people approaching, you don't see people approach, which is a great time. If you got confidence and you're a competent guy, a competent male, it's not that hard to meet women. It's just meeting quality women that aren't a train wreck, because women carry trauma and they just don't get over it. They carry it on to the next, to the next, to the next. They don't typically learn from their mistakes. Men tend to learn from their mistakes, but they just get turned off and go the other way. That's why a lot of guys, statistically, if a guy goes through a divorce and he gets hung out to dry, he's not going to do that again, because he learned. Because there's accountability. You're losing something. There's a consequence. Whereas women don't have that, so they can keep doing it and keep blaming everyone else and the men, and just say it's bad luck or whatever. But I'm in the job market now, looking for a new job. I had a government job and it got cut by Trump, and not angry about it. It happens. But I'm out there and I'm searching for a gig, and man, it is tough. They are lying about the unemployment numbers. Without a doubt, every place I go is packed with applicants, packed. Migrants too. And it could be any kind of job, even entry level jobs. Like, I'm a musician, so I just need supplemental income, something part time, and I'm fine, and I do well, because I don't have children or any ex-wives or anything. I've always been on the road, and I've just pursued my passion for so many years that marriage just was something I was averse to. This is the first time in my life I've thought about potentially settling down, because, go figure, I've had some health problems along the way, just beating the shit out of my body for so long, and trying to keep up and fight age to be able to be a performer and sing all night long and dance and all this stuff. Now I'm at the point where it's really nice to have a gal around, because if you're in the power position and you're masculine and you know how to bring out the caretaker in a woman, they will take care of you in the best of ways. They're the ones that'll show up at the hospital and take care of you when you're sick. And if you're injured and you're hurt, they'll handle everything. It's great to have those women in your corner. They're just getting harder to find. And in my experience, dating every age, much younger, or even my age, or maybe even a little bit older, the younger women are just ill equipped. And it's sad. It's hard to watch. They're just the skills, the domestic skills, to be able to just keep a mate, to keep a man around, for him to go, well, this is worth it, because sex isn't enough. And they've been taught that it is. And they've been also taught that, get the bag, girl, get the bag. Love is just an afterthought. It's about what they deserve. It's about their value, as far as what does the guy earn. because women, their self-confidence is almost rooted in what their guy does. And women will use that to boast to other women, to compete with other women. Well, my guy's a doctor. How many times do you hear mothers tell their daughters, like, you should marry a lawyer or a doctor or a banker? Because that's what it's really about. Love is secondary. It's not that important. You know, you'd hope it'd be there. I think it's more security. And if you can find someone to just fight the storm with you along the way, that's about all you can get. And that's a privilege. Even just finding that, a partner in crime, as they'd say. But over the years, I've had some great girls in my life, and I have let them go. And I look back and I went, man, what was I thinking? But you sowing your oats being wild, and in the end, none of that means anything. Doesn't matter. I've forgotten more women than I remember being with, and it means absolutely nothing. What I do remember is the ones that meant something to me, and I would like to go back to those days sometimes, but you can't go back. And you can always meet someone new. It's possible. It's just getting harder in this climate, man. Like, they have really managed to divide and conquer. They've gotten women, especially white women. White women are just got it the worst. They've managed to convince them to just remove their genetics from the market. Just kill your babies. That's all that. It's the number one thing. Give up every one of your rights as long as you have that. Freedom of speech, who cares? Don't need it. As long as young women can kill their babies. And older feminists, like older white postmenopausal progressive feminists, they brainwash the younger women because every entity on the planet seeks to replicate itself. They want to make more of themselves, which is childless, spinster, angry, bitter, and man hating. And they want to push that on the younger generation and encourage them, because misery loves company, plain and simple. And the quickest way to be miserable is to blame everyone else for your position. And that's what they do. And they will never tap. They'll always double and triple, quadruple down and always blame men. And even though women are ahead in most metrics now, like home ownership, schooling, college, like women have taken over, which is why they're so brainwashed. Um, and there's more single men than single women, which is weird because uh, women are dating, women are predominantly sharing the top tier men because social media has made it so, I guess it's window shopping now. It makes it seem possible that they're going to get these men, like these alpha widows, they call it, where they're able to hook up with these top tier dudes. They're not going to stay with them, but once they hook up with that guy, they go, but that's my standard now, and I'm not going below it. So women, it's been proven too, women feasibly can't even see average. They don't see average men. They go, there's no good men when there's tons of men around them, but they don't want to date a plumber or a construction worker. And when I say they, I don't mean all of them, but the women that are in their prime that are looking for a mate, they don't. They want a CEO with a six pack, six figure, making millions or whatever it is. They want the top tier, and they all want it. And then all these women think they're tens because they get gassed up by social media, and other women are always gassing them up, and they're told the wrong things, and they place value on the wrong things, which is sad. And they've managed, the government too with propaganda has managed to just destroy the nuclear family. That's when everyone is happiest. That's when a society is strongest, and a strong society is hard to control. So they had to get rid of that altogether. But as the decline happens, things are going to change. I think we're going to have a revival of masculinity and femininity, because when things become basic, then there's just predators and prey. And women are going to want to find strength in a man to be protected, or when things are rough, like a depression, they want someone to rely on, and not in the way of, I want to be rich, just, I just need somebody that I can count on here because things are tough. And I do see that coming back because they're fleecing our whole country, man. Everybody in positions of power are just taking all they can. They're just stripping it down till there's nothing left but a stem. And we obviously all see this. Everything they say is a lie. No one ever goes to jail. No one's ever held accountable. It's all lip service over and over. And now the veil's off. And we're starting to see that our allies aren't our allies at all. They're taking advantage and they're robbing us and they're controlling our government and they're controlling where our military goes and our munitions go. And it's to our detriment. Like we're an ATM and we're being sucked dry, and it's for the sake of anything but America. So my best advice to guys, if you find a good girl, pair down with her. And if she's not your ideal or she's not a dime piece, but she's a good girl, go with the good girl. That's just do it, figure it out. Like, or you can be like me and just go at it alone. And then when you end up in the hospital, you're looking around going, I guess no one's showing up. And I'm optimistic. I don't have a problem meeting women, especially being in the music industry. It's not that hard. It's just meeting the quality ones. And that's the problem we all have. So, as I normally say, enjoy the decline. You know, if you're walking on ice, you might as well dance. Things are going to continue to get worse, but keep your heads up and keep it moving.